podcast.
You listen to Kendrick and Matt on the Slip and Dip podcast.
Oh, beautiful, man. What is up, people? Welcome back to the Slip and Dip podcast, episode 115. Coming to you on the heels of a pretty fantastic combat sports weekend. I am Matthew Wells. Alongside me, as always, Kendrick Johnson. Pretty big weekend of fights, man. We had Tyson Fury in action, UFC action as well. We're going to talk about all of it. But which moment stood out the most to you? Because I think I have an idea.
Tyson Fury went through adversity, messing up my winter plans, getting cut up. Thought I was going to be in Vegas for my birthday. It looked like I'm about to postpone that trip. But whatever it take place, I will be there. I was at the first one. I'm definitely going to Wilder Fury too. 100%. But to me, he showed some holes in his game. But people don't want to talk about that. This is the second fight. We seen him get brutally hurt in the 12th round. When Deontay did it, it was luck. So it was last night.
Yeah.
But
before we get too far into it, we will in just a second. On today's show, this week's show, episode 115, we have two fantastic guests, both in action very soon. One is in action this coming weekend. Jojo Diaz Jr. will be in Mexicali, Mexico, taking on Jesus Cuadro. And then on the 28th, wrapping up the co-main and the main event, getting everybody on the Slip and Dip podcast, we have one half of the main event, Showtime. Shawn Porter joins the show, wrapping up
one of the best fights of the year.
Yes, one of the biggest fights of the year. So we've had all bases covered. We've had the Errol Spence side, we've had the Shawn Porter side, and the co-main we've had Darrell and Benavidez on. So we got you covered. Go back in the archives and check out all those interviews from the past. What, 3 episodes, 2 episodes, 3 episodes, whatever it is.
I'll be there on the scene.
Exclusive interviews coming to you from the Slip and Dip podcast. So that's who's on the show this week. Now, let's get back into some Tyson Fury mess, man, because this, like you said, may have messed up your plans.
Yeah, Wallen opened up a nice cut with a legit left hand. He cut Tyson Fury in the 3rd round. Fury's corner didn't even know that the cut was by a Ponce. I assumed it was by a headbutt. And you got Bernardo Osuna, a.k.a. ESPN Plus ringside reporter, telling the trainer in the middle of the fight, and legitimately affecting the outcome in the fight, because Tyson Fury had more urgency coming out after that round. So you see some stuff that you never see. Now people know why Dana never let people talk to the fighters and stuff in between fights. You have craziness like that happens.
But
that's crazy.
That happened though. That's what they're trying to do now in UFC though, with Megan O'Leary interviewing corners mid-round. I think they stopped. They didn't do that last night, though.
I was still going to do it for a title fight.
They shouldn't do it, period.
We saw that last night.
Yeah,
he legitimately affected the outcome of the fight.
They shouldn't do it, period. I mean, in boxing, though, they're supposed to get told that regardless, so I'm not as concerned with who tells them, because they're supposed to get that message anyways, when it comes to concerns over if the fight stops, what happens. So, yeah, you see that punch, man.
But Pop stole to Wallen.
Left hand.
He had a nice left hand. He came to fight.
Did he?
He had a little dirtiness, but if you ain't, like I say, you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Hey, he
definitely was trying.
He raked the hell out of that eye.
He did the old school Ric Flair right to the eye. The crazy thing is, Tony Weeks was right there, though. He didn't even try to be discreet with it, though. That's what made it even, like, most time they got be in the corner and they do that and they paw at it or something. He was like, come here, bro.
Pro wrestling heel move, man. He did it in plain day, man. Yeah, like, unbelievable. I was like, wow, he really just did that. Like, he doesn't care. But I mean, yeah, Tyson Fury did Tyson Fury things after that, and he just started putting him on him. He started going bully mode, like just crowding him, putting that pressure on him. And I mean, hell, that cut was something nasty.
But one thing I did notice is Tyson Fury's corner is not that good. Like, if they get in the same situation with Deontay Wilder, it's not going to end up good for them. We saw in December, Deontay admitted he had problems with Tyson Fury's height and still got a draw. This time he knows what to expect. His corner, Mark Breland and JD's know what to expect. And Tyson Fury doesn't have any of that craziness going on. In his corner, it won't be no more little champion that you can run around with.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it sucks that we're in this space in boxing. Like it's not a new space. It's always been this way in boxing, where you have these tune-up fights, and you have these other big fights on the horizon. But it seems like it's more so like recently, where it's like, okay, you're gonna be fighting this other guy, but we already have this other fight signed. Like, to me, it's just it's straight up disrespect to the opponents in between there, right? But I mean, what are you gonna do?
Did you hear RJ Ward? He said, "Boxing it's not a game. This shit's real." But it's funny hearing the commentator say this shit is real in the middle of the fight because Joe Jessup told him we're trying to dress it up.
40 stitches, man.
47.
Stitches. That's crazy. It's crazy.
Wilder Fury 2 will be postponed.
Yeah, that sucks. It really does suck, man. Because if he lost that fight, we don't have the fight. Period. And he was damn close to losing that fight due to that cut.
Yeah, for about 10 minutes there, it's like I was me and Matt don't talk during fights because we try to save everything for the show. I like, bro, my trip's in jeopardy. I was not feeling that.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. But he did walk away with the win, and we'll see what that has to do with Wilder too in that rematch, man. Because hell, that's the one everybody wants to see. If it does jeopardize it, hey, well, send Wilder cage side out to Saudi Arabia. Let's do that. Yeah. Have him face the winner of Ruiz and Joshua too. Yeah, man, that'll be something special. All right, so let's talk some UFC real quick. Cowboy versus Gaethje. This fight
was odd.
It wasn't odd. It went exactly the way I thought it was going to go.
Oh, you thought Gaethje was going to win? I
thought Gaethje was going to win if he did what he did, which was basically pick apart Cowboy in the first round. Because, Cowboy's historically a slow starter. Gaethje just doesn't give a fuck. He's going to come forward and throw his leg kicks, which he hit Cowboy with 20 leg kicks early.
Check none of them.
He was checking half of them. That was a good thing. He was checking them, but the problem is he wasn't getting his head out the way out from that.
Yeah, he stayed center fight level for sure.
Yeah,
that's what ended the fight. And while people say it was a bad stop, it was a good stop.
It was kind of a weird stoppage. It was a weird stoppage because the ref kind of halfway stopped and then kind of hesitated a little bit. But yeah, it was a good stoppage. It was a good stoppage. Good win for Justin Gaethje. Everybody last night was talking about, put him in there against Conor, or put him in there against Khabib. I'm like, look, people, don't put anybody else's name next to Khabib's besides Tony Ferguson's. That's the only name we need to hear from.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, the fight's been made 4 times. It ain't like the people actually make it happen.
Make it 20 times.
So
make it 20 times.
I'd be quick to be like, I don't know what they doing over there, but they ain't done their part. Like, you can't make this up.
Nope, until it happens. Keep scheduling it. I don't care. Schedule that fight until it happens.
It's not because they didn't do their job. They did their job on this one.
Schedule it until it happens.
Dana and them on that one, they did their job. It was perfect timing every time. We had seen those fights.
Yeah. I don't care how many heartbreaks it caused. Schedule it every single time. I'm trying to find this poll here that I put up last night for all these people that were just clamoring for.
Tweeting away, boy.
You know me. I'm on Twitter heavy. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. MLSR if you're not already. All right, I found it. Found the poll. Trying to see some. If you can only have one fight, which fight do you want more? Ferguson versus Khabib or Gaethje versus Conor? Because everybody was talking about throwing in Gaethje and Conor. In there, throw in Gaethje versus Khabib. So I threw the poll out there. 85% of y'all have sense. Ferguson and Khabib is the only fight to make right now. That's the only one. If we could only have one. Hopefully we get both of these fights. But I don't want to see Khabib in there against anybody except for Tony Ferguson. If you must do Gaethje Conor and it, whatever. I think that's a step down for Gaethje right now. Fight Conor.
Gaethje trying to make that money.
Gaethje's trying to get a championship. He doesn't care about the money.
That's what he say.
That's what he says. You're right about that. That is what he says. But listen, if it does come down to, hey, all right, we're going to finally schedule Khabib and Ferguson again, I don't think Gaethje wants to wait around too much. He already said he wanted to punch Conor in the face for hitting that old dude, so in the bar. So I'm good with it. Let's see it happen. Other interesting moments on the card from last night. Fortis MMA was in action. I gotta shout out my Fortis MMA guys, man. Uriah Hall, first camp at Fortis MMA, went out there, got the job done, got wrapped up in that third round, but he won the first two pretty clearly for me.
Yeah.
So, good on
shout out Coach Safe.
Yeah,
Coach Safe will call you.
Shout out Coach Safe. Also, Miles Johns was on the prelims.
Yeah, he had a nice all-around win.
Prelims.
He did what he had to do to get the win.
Yeah, and he was facing a tough dude, man. A dude much taller than him, and Cole Smith. But he went out there, got it done, and did what he had to do, man. It was a close fight. But hey, grind out those split decision wins. A win's a win. Go on to the next one, right? Another fight that was interesting to me on this card that I do want to mention real quick was this guy who is now $100,000 richer than Tristan Connolly took this fight on 5 days' notice against Michel Pereira. And Michel Pereira is like the, I don't know, what do you want to call him? The gymnastic capoeira, like however you, like, the dude does everything. Not only did he miss weight, but this dude had all the moments this weekend. He backflipped off the scale, did a dance routine during his entrance for some reason. Like, I mean, he understands the entertainment aspect. Went out there, did a cartwheel to a backflip, started jumping off the cage. He was doing everything. And then Tristan Connolly was just like, dude, I'm here to fight. It was like, I don't care about all that stuff you doing. I'm going to punch you in the face and move forward. And he won every single round. Took that dude into deep waters and really exposed him. So good on Tristan Connolly. And he won $100,000 because he got fight of the night. And since Pereira missed weight, he got both 50Ks. And he got 20% of Pereira's purse on top of that, too. So dude cashed out on 5 days' notice. So shout out to him. Shout out to him, man. That was pretty cool. So that's all I think I really want to talk about on that card. Anything else on that card?
No, I didn't. Glover Teixeira, got the win, but nothing spectacular. He's on the back nine of his career.
Yeah, it was kind of weird in his post fight too. He was like, he didn't sound like he knew what he wanted next. It was like, I thought it was like, is he about to retire right now? Type thing.
DC, it's like he thought he was like talking to DC on the phone or something.
Yeah, that was his boy. Like,
it's like
chatting up in the back.
It's an interview, right?
Yeah, they were just chatting in the back. No big deal. No cameras around. No mics.
Yeah.
Not a moment to sell yourself to the next fight, but it is what it is. Yeah, man. Next weekend on the 21st, Rodriguez and Stevens is going down in Mexico City. Who you liking that one?
I think Jeremy would get him because Yair, he's not consistent enough. He makes mistakes.
Yeah. Hey, he might catch you with a crazy
soccer kick,
backwards upward elbow in the last 10 seconds after losing every minute of the fight before that. You never know. But I think I'll lean Jeremy Stevens as well. I don't know. We'll see.
I ain't really studied that card. I couldn't tell you who's on it.
I don't know. I mean, I could scroll down and look, but what would be the fun in that? So yeah, we're gonna get into our conversations with our guys Shawn Porter and Jojo Diaz. Both of these guys again are in action very soon, and they got some good fights, and they should be entertaining fights as well.
Mikael Demo for Spitz Porter will be there ringside.
Yeah, man. I can't wait for that. I don't know what you guys are doing with your lives on September 28th, but if you're not watching that card, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
You are doing it wrong.
It'll be one of the top 3 combat sports fights of the year, hands down.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So yeah, that's going to be it. We're going to get into these chats, man. Thanks to everybody who has subscribed recently to the YouTube channel. We appreciate you guys. If you're listeners on YouTube, not on YouTube, on iTunes, please hit that. Go and leave us a review, a 5-star review to help the visibility out. We'd appreciate it. And if you want to throw us some monetary compensation, hit that Cash App, hit the Venmo links in the description of the YouTube video. We would appreciate it to help keep the show going, to do bigger and better things with you guys. So we appreciate it. We're going to get into it, man. Before I start rambling too much, episode 115. Enjoy the rest of these interviews. Till next week. Peace.
Please welcome back to the Slip and Dip podcast, WBC welterweight champion, Showtime, Shawn Porter, looking slim and trim, 2 weeks out for his big fight where Earl Spence, where yours truly will be there ringside, September 28th. Where's your mindset at about 10 days out for the... Would you say this is the biggest fight of your career? I know you've been in a lot of them. Is this the biggest one?
Yeah. I think it's supposed to be the biggest one, man. So, I mean, first and foremost, I feel extremely blessed and honored to be in the position that I'm in, being a champion, going up against another champion. just not too many guys out there in the world that can say that. Not too many guys that I've come up with in the amateur ranks that are where I'm at now. So, but man, it's funny because really the only thing I can think of is this big upset that's about to happen to the world, man, and I just know I'm the one to do it,
So how much did you learn by being in this position before and have a chance to unify? Do you think in a weird way that's helped you for this moment?
I don't think I was ever in a position to unify. I've never been in a position to unify.
Oh, you ain't think that?
However, yeah, I mean, I've definitely had a lot of experiences that will help me through this fight. Experiences that have helped me through camp. But when you talk about, excuse me, when you talk about fights like defending my belt against Kell Brook, taking on Keith Thurman for his belt, and then another one that really jumps into my mind is going after this WBC against Danny Garcia. I think those 3 fights they're big career-defining fights. Belts were on the line. The opposition was optimum at that point in time, and I think I have been able to take something from each of those fights that have helped me mature in and out of the ring. And I think that anyone who's willing to take a look at this fight any deeper than just the statistics of him being undefeated, me having 2 losses, a draw, if you are able to go any deeper than that, then you start to realize like this fight's a little bit more evenly matched than I realized. And then you may even say, "Wow, Shawn Porter's been through some things that Errol Spence hasn't been through. This could be the difference in the fight," and I really do think it is.
What do you think about the people that said that you're a dirty fighter?
I'm always out to prove that I'm better each time I go out there. I think I'm pretty sure I've been able to do that time and time again. I think some things have, most things at least, in my personal opinion, have improved through each fight. But when you talk about me being dirty, anything like that, styles make fights. I think this fight right here specifically has the makings to be a very clean fight, a very technical fight, and a very competitive fight.
Now, like, once the fight gets underway, is it gonna be like one of these things to where you come in with a specific game plan and like maybe a little bit rougher than what some people are thinking? Like a lot of people think, like you were kind of saying, that it's going to be, well, like Kendrick said, sorry, that some people, consider you a dirty fighter. Are you guys coming in with like that, like we got to get in there and kind of like rough him up type of style, or is it going to be, let's see what he's trying to do first?
My dad says, he told me, he said, you're not changing anything. You go in there, you be you, and make him deal with it. So we are definitely prepared to rough up Errol Spence for 12 rounds. We are definitely prepared to. I'm prepared to dissect him and expose him. I can't say anymore how much I'm the one to do it. I can't say that enough. I think between my intelligence in the ring, my reflexes in the ring, my speed and my quickness, also my power. The way I've been able to think more in the ring, be more calm in the ring, but also maintain a high punch output and a high energy rate in the ring. I think those are things that are all going to give him problems.
How big a deal is it doing all this crazy press that you got to do that's a little bit more than usual than like say you did for the Ugas fight? Like the face-offs trip me out. I'm about to coach you because I watched it the other day. When you came on my show, you said that you couldn't get that you didn't fight to get rid of Mikey Garcia. So how you gonna get rid of me? I like that. I watched it twice.
I did, man. I kind of felt like he, kind of contradicted himself on the show or whatever. It's been fun. I'm not like most of these fighters out here, man. I dig it all. I love it all. I actually we just spent 2 weeks in DC, And this last week here, I said, hey, Dad, what do you think about going to New York and getting on Sway? And, hyping up this fight on Sway in the morning. He said, I'll put a call out, Errol Spence has said to me time and time again that I'm not a pay-per-view fighter, that I can't sell out a family dinner, things like that. And it's all fun and funny and entertaining and things like that. But when it comes down to it, I know how to sell a fight. I know how to hype up a fight. I know how to hype up a crowd. He's not going to leave Dallas, Texas to come to New York and hype up this fight. He hasn't left Dallas to do anything but come to face in LA and say, I don't know if they showed this part on the show, but he says, man, I'm tired of talking. I just want to fight. Bro, this is a part of it. When you sign up to do pay-per-view, this is what you have to do. So I told my dad I wanted to come on Sway. We're here in New York now. We'll be on Sway in the morning, and then we going to the game tomorrow night, the Browns game. Browns are playing on Monday Night Football against the Jets. So we got field passes, and I'm gonna do the best I can to hype up this fight and sell this pay-per-view. This is what needs to be done. And the blessed part about it is I got started way back in April, so I've been able to stay ahead of the game the entire way. So I think there's a lot of things that go into pay-per-view in terms of the hyping it up and the media and things like that may take away from a lot of guys being able to train and things like that. We're going to do Sway. We're going to go to the gym. Then we're going to go to the game. We're going to get up Tuesday. We're going to work out. Then we're going to fly home. You know what I mean? And then the cycle just kind of repeats. You have to have an understanding of what you need to do in order to be successful. Not only do I have an understanding of what it takes to make this pay-per-view successful, I have a really good understanding of what it takes to be successful against Errol Spence. And just like me being willing and able to go from DC to New York to Vegas to LA to do some more promotions before the fight, so on and so forth, I know exactly what it takes to beat Errol Spence, and I'm prepared to do that.
So in the lead up to this fight or in any other fight in the past, have you ever, like, in the midst of doing all this promotion and stuff like that, have you ever had a moment to where it's like, all right, after this interview, like, we got to get some extra work in, or like, maybe I feel like, the gym session is too far away. Let me go hit some mitts like right now. Like do y'all ever like carry your gear with you like that to where it's like, hey, let's get some work in right this moment?
I don't think we've ever run into that kind of situation. We just kind of figure it out. Like, my dad came we got here to New York. My dad came to the room. He says, hey, what do you think about trying to get a workout in tomorrow? I said, let's do it. I said, we got Sway at 10 and we got the game at 5. So let's just figure it out in between then. Dad made a call and we in the gym. You know what I mean? So it really is not, I don't think it's as hard as guys make it out to be. And trust me, man, I have not taken this fight lightly at all. I'm in shape and I'm prepared. I don't have any more focus on promoting the fight than I do the fight itself, and vice versa. I think they go hand in hand, and it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be entertaining and for show and all the good stuff. So you're gonna see some things different even the week of the fight than you've never seen from Shawn Porter before. But it's a part of it, and it's supposed to be fun.
Hey, I'll be there, man. I want all the smoke. I will see it be just like this. It's pretty crazy for me. I know how good people both of y'all are. I've been in both of y'all camps. It's just kind of surreal that y'all get down. Yeah. And inside Shawn, this is how serious Shawn is. I saw my man out there doing Pacquiao Thurman week. He was in shape then.
Yeah,
I was realize that.
He was working way back then. I was working way back then. We knew what was coming. And we knew what it was going to take. And we put in all the work, man. We have put in all the work. And we still got a little bit more to go.
How big a deal is it to basically, like, win or lose to make this a memorable fight?
That, to me, is second to winning. But it's a very, very close second. I think that, I've been in some close fights. Some I've won, some I've lost. I don't like the feeling of losing. I don't like it. The fight that really jumps into my mind is the fight with Keith Thurman. I mean, that fight was very, very special and epic and unbelievable. And it's I think it's going to be one that's going to be talked about for a very long time. But again, I've been on that side of it. I've been on the losing side of it. I've had that experience of being in an epic fight and not winning that fight. So there was experience right there that Errol Spence does not have that I have. I know I'm willing to do everything that it takes to win that fight, not just be in an exciting fight of the century or fight of the decade. No.
So it would be safe to say, you said we're going to see a different Shawn Porter. You're very measured with your approach. So it would be safe to say we're going to see you taking a lot more chances.
This is you see the best Shawn Porter you've ever seen in the ring. Sharpest, the whole nine. And that's actually one thing that I know for a fact, southpaws bring out of me. They bring the best out of me. It does cause you to calculate a little bit more and be more precise. And those are the things that I'm looking forward to in the ring.
How glad are you that we actually have this fight happening? Because I mean, if you pay attention to what happened this past week or just last night with Tyson Fury, it's like, listen, we got to put the best fights out there as soon as possible. Yeah. Stop messing around. We almost got cost a huge rematch last night.
Yeah, all these close calls and upsets and things like that. Honestly, man, I think it's a part of the game. I really don't think I say this because I've lost, but I do really think that there's great fights out there, whether a guy is undefeated, has a few losses or whatever. I think that, it can't be said enough that styles make fights. And, what you see one guy do to a great fighter, that another guy just would not be able to do that same thing to that fighter because styles make fights, So even though last night was a close call and things like that, you'd hate to see a big name lose to a smaller name. We just saw that Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua. You don't want to see it, but when it happens, I personally think it makes the pot a little bit sweeter and it adds more to the flavor. Nevertheless, he made it through it, and it's like, all right, now just wait, just wait on the big one, just wait on the big one.
Yeah, I don't mind the underdog coming up, but it's like when you got the other fight already signed and everybody's already waiting on the other fight. Why are we doing this sort of thing? It doesn't make sense in boxing to me, man.
He got that UFC mentality, Shawn.
I do. That's one thing the UFC gets right.
But it's tough too because Deontay Wilder is signed to fight Tyson Fury in a rematch after he fights Luis Ortiz in the rematch that he wasn't particularly handling that fight. It
was close,
hands down until the fight ended. So he's a very, very blessed individual with that kind of power that he has, and and the size as well. But I think Luis Ortiz matches his size, doesn't match his power clearly, but he overmatches him with ring generalship and experience. So I think again you're gonna have another exciting but close fight.
So I know you don't really roll with an entourage, but I know in LA things are different because every time I go to a fight in LA, I see something during fight week. Like, did I really just see that? Till this day, that was in LA. You always see some craziness in a LA fight week. Are you gonna have a big team and with your family? I know when you had the press conference out there in Vegas the day of the Pacquiao fight, you had your family and stuff. Are you gonna have crew reporters? Are you gonna have your own security team? I see some fighters have their own security guys. They have big Swole in them from Las Vegas be out there.
Yeah, we will have a security force with us. Some guys that are ready to handle the business for us. Very professional as well. We actually dealt with them when we did the press conference out there in LA with Errol Spence. Outside of that, the family will definitely be around, and I think you will see a little bit more of the team colors and things like that being. This is gonna be a little bit more than usual as well. But it's definitely a good time to be in boxing.
100%. I mean, it's not only I don't know if you would necessarily need that extra security, but it's a huge card. There's going to be a lot of eyes on it, a lot of people around. One guy you're sparring with on the undercard, I don't even want to call it the undercard because that's such a big fight too with David Benavidez.
Yeah. Oh man, that I think that fight is gonna be amazing. I got a chance to get in the ring and do some rounds with him. That was amazing. He's a smooth cat inside the ring, man. He's calm, he's collected, he thinks, and he makes the right moves, you know. So and Anthony Darrell, I go as far back with Anthony Darrell. I mean, 10, 11 years old, watching him do his thing, you know. And I told him the last time I saw him was about a month ago now, just when we were doing that LA press conference. And I said, hey man, I said, you know what you got to do in this fight? He said, yeah, I know. I said, man, you got to rejuvenate yourself, man. You got to go back old school and fight this kid and be young in the ring again. You got to go in the ring and be young. You can't be, you know, old and ready to get out of this, man. I said, you got to be hungry again, like when you first turned pro. I said, man, I remember watching you when I was a kid, and you were so special. You and your brother, Andre Darrell, y'all was so special because y'all fought with both hands, and that was like unheard of. It's unheard of in the pro ranks now. You know, you make a big deal that Terrence Crawford does it and a few others do it, but it's still unheard of now, you know. And those guys were doing it back in the day when we were young, before we were teenagers. They were doing it, but they were doing it prolifically before they were teenagers. And I said, man, you got to go old school, switch it up, you know, do that switching that you used to do, all the good stuff. And he told me, he said, yeah, man, he said, I got away from the family. I got away from everything, man. I came out here to train and get ready for this. So I think he's going to be ready for this fight, man. It should be a really good fight.
Before we let you go, how big a deal is it to be seeing your home team? Because I think that's cool how it worked out. Of all weeks, the Browns are playing in New York on Monday Night Football, and they ain't played on the road in Monday Night Football in like years. Tell the fans too how much the other athletes love what y'all do. If I tell people I come talk to NBA cats because you not go to the NBA, they be like, so who's the coolest cat? Who's the real one? Them cats love talking about fighting, UFC and boxing.
Man, all right. So I start with football, and I say this, man. And I hope that this is catching on. I've said from the beginning that this fight was on time. This fight couldn't have been more on time for me, from a personal standpoint, and the things that I've dealt with in the last year. I mean, and having a son, and you know, things like that. To move into, you know, dealing with Barry Hunter, bringing him in when we fought Danny Garcia, and now he's more part of the team than he's ever been, even though he's been there for a very, very long time. You know, this fight, you know, I have an opportunity to come to New York to promote my fight, and then as my dad and I are watching Monday Night Football together, it's showing a preview of next Monday's game, and it's the Browns, and he says, hey, let's see if we can get to that. I make one phone call and we there. You know what I mean? The weight is right. The strengthening program went and ended at the exact day. I mean, like, everything is on time. When it's time, when that bell rings, it's going to be unreal. And I can't wait for y'all to see it.
Hey, appreciate you coming on, brother. As always, my dad name is Earl, so he likes Earl naturally. And I'm from Dallas. He said, "Man, how good is that guy go?" I told him to listen. So he's listening. He give my dad a shout out and a fan. So why didn't you watch this fight?
Listen, Earl, I'm gonna tell you this right now, man. I'm blessed to be on this show. Thank you guys for having me on the show. And if you haven't heard me say it before, you're gonna hear me say it right now, Earl. Especially to you like who you like, but I'm telling you, at the end of this, you're gonna like us both. We're both special. We both have some unique gifts and abilities, and you're gonna see it all September 28th from both of us. This is gonna be a banger. And then let me go back to your other thing you said about the other athletes watching us. I actually went to I was hanging out with Anthony Darrell in LA, and he said he wanted to go to the Lakers game. I'm like, all right, cool. They playing the Blazers, and we see what's my guy's name? Damn, I'm losing his name. Damian Lillard. We see him. I say, yo, let's go holler at Dame real quick. We go over, and all I wanted to do was extend my hand, say what's up. He said, yo, come around here. He came. He told us to come around. We sat courtside on the players' bench with him and talked boxing for like 40 minutes straight. He said, that's all I do. He said, when I take flights, as soon as I land, I'm on BoxRec and I'm on Boxing Scene and I'm on all these different websites. I'm like, that's crazy. It's like these guys, we appreciate and love what they do, but they see the kind of energy and the kind of tenacity and the kind of focus and it's warrior spirit that it takes to be a boxer. And they know that it's bar none. There's nothing closer than being a champion boxer, you know. So they all admire us, man. And so, I mean, it's definitely a blessing. And I'm sure he'll be there at the fight. I'm definitely hit him up and make sure he there.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. Man, I'm already pumped, man. Like, because people don't realize, they think all the big fights have to be in Vegas or LA. I mean, Vegas or New York. But LA, when you go out there, it's like something spark you when you out there.
This one is going to turn up, man. This one is going to turn up.
I'm already ready, man. Yeah. I'll be there on that Tuesday fight week. Everything pulled a spinch. I'll be on the scene.
Listen, man, I know you in Dallas, man. I appreciate you for keeping up with me.
Hey, my God. Well, I keep trying to tell people, even people at the barbershop and everything, that, like, because of course people know Earl because he's local, but both of y'all are great people. And it's like, it's crazy. Like, it's all business at the end of the day, but a lot of y'all great people. And then y'all know how to represent brothers because a lot of people in other sports don't do that. So props to both of y'all. Like, like y'all intense, but it's about who's the best. It's not no disrespect.
Yeah, they asked my dad the other day, said, well, it seems like Errol Spence is taking shots at Shawn. Why aren't you taking any shots back? And my dad said clearly, he said, after this, I still have to maintain my relationship that I have with him and with his family. I've known them for a long time. He says, I'm not going to do or say anything that's going to jeopardize that. This fight, I mean, realistically, this fight's, 40-something minutes long, and then, you know, we shake hands, somebody's going to get their hand raised, and then we go home to be with our families, you know what I mean? So in that time, we're enemies and we're going after each other to get what we're trying to keep one another from. But after that, we still have to remain professional because we have a long life to live that's going to extend far and beyond this boxing thing, you know?
Well, September 28th is going down. We can't wait, man. Thanks for the time as always. We appreciate you.
I got it, man. Anytime. I'll talk to y'all soon, all right?
Please welcome back to the Slip and Dip Podcast, another friend of the show, Golden Boy's own Jojo Diaz, who'll be facing Jesus Cuatro this weekend, September 21st in Mexico. Are you ready to fight in front of your kinfolks?
Ready to go, man. It's my first time fighting in Mexico, and I'm very excited to be, representing because I am Mexican-American, so I'm very excited to go out there and represent and fight in Mexicali. I know I'm going to have a lot of fans out there, and I know that this fight is going to be a very, very tough fight, but I'm ready to go out there and give an excellent performance and an entertaining night come September 21st.
We know you're young in this game. You got a nice resume, everything but a belt. Would it be safe to say that you're going into your grown man strength? Because the last 3 times you've been out, since you moved up to 130, it's like you're hurting fools all of a sudden. That grown man strength coming in?
Yeah, I honestly think I already had the strength, man, to be honest. Like, during training camps when I was fighting at 126, during training camps I was, beating the crap out of my opponents, stopping all my sparring partners, but it was just taking a lot out of me dropping down to 126 because I've been fighting at that weight for a long time, and I feel like I am developing still. I'm gaining a lot more muscle, and now that I'm fighting at a bigger weight, that 4 pounds is a big difference. This whole training camp, I was stopping all my sparring partners as well, and I feel like now at 130, my power is still there. Instead of just depleting my muscles and not having the power come fight night, I feel like now at 130, the is still there, and you guys are gonna see come September 21st, the strength, the abilities that I have, the speed, the head movement, everything that I have that I'm gonna bring to the table September 21st. It's championship material, man. So I'm very excited to go out there and perform for you guys.
I know you're excited, obviously, to get this fight, but is there any frustration that the Tevin Farmer fight isn't what you're stepping in the ring against? This weekend?
I mean, I'm very frustrated because Tevin Farmer was talking a lot of shit in May and all these months, and we were going back and forth, thinking that we are going to finalize the deal with him, and he was just playing. He was just playing games, and at the end of the day, I'm not going to be sitting around waiting for him. I mean, I have my own career, and I got things that I want to accomplish, and I still want to stay active. I'm 26 years old. I want to go. I don't want to be waiting on anybody. I still want to fight and give my fans great performances every night and showcase to everybody that I'm willing to fight no matter what. So Tevin Farmer was playing games, and I told Golden Boy Promotions, my manager, that I still want to go out there and fight in September and put on a great performance. And now we're looking to fight Tevin Farmer in December. After this fight, hopefully everything goes well. I don't get no cuts or anything like that. We're looking to fight him in December. It's already 90% done. So I'm very excited for it. It's just giving me that extra motivation to go out there and beat the shot of this guy September 21st and call out Tevin Farmer for December.
Whenever you see Tevin again, are you going to walk up on him like he... Cause I was there when he walked up on you. So I know that's the first thing in your head because that was some street gangster type shit.
Yeah, I know, man. He's lucky I didn't do anything, man. But at the end of the day, he came up to me. It's a business, and I understand what he was doing. Next time I see him, I'm gonna go up to him and I'm gonna call him out. And things are gonna get a little crazy, man. I heard that he was in LA this weekend for the fights, for the Jaime Munguia fight and all that stuff. But he's lucky I didn't go. I wasn't there, man. Also, I would have pulled up on him and be like, "What's up, man? Let's get this fight going." But I'm out in India right now. I gotta get this fight done and this training camp done. Got a couple more pounds to shed off. So my main focus right now is Jesus Cuadro. I know that he's a tough opponent, and once I get past this guy, it's going to be nothing but Tevin Farmer. I'm going to be calling him out on my social media. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff to actually get this fight done for the fight fans, because I know everybody wants to see that fight. I personally want that fight as well, because I know that I could beat Tevin Farmer, and not only that, I want to deliver great fights to the fight fans, and I want to showcase to everybody that I'm willing to fight the best. I mean, at 126, I fought the best guy in the division, Gary Russell Jr. Unfortunately, things didn't go my way. I feel like I am the better fighter, and I feel like I learned a lot that fight. And now I want to challenge the best at 130. And Gervonta Davis, he moved up in weight, so now I want to fight Tevin Farmer at 130. I know that he's the next, he's the best guy at 130. So I want to challenge myself and fight the best and defeat the best and make sure that I am the best fighter at 130, so I can call out all the other champions after that.
100%. You mentioned a second ago, you want to make sure you didn't get any cuts or anything like that. It sounds like you watched the Tyson Fury fight on Saturday.
Yeah, I did, man. That cut right there was crazy. Hey, hats off to Tyson Fury, man. He has a heart of a champion. He's a warrior. He got that cut early in the fight, and he still was able to, keep going and keep fighting. Because if he would have stopped the fight, he would have got the loss, because it was from a punch. So he has a heart of a champion. Tyson Fury is a hell of a fighter, and man, I really look up to him, man, knowing that he was battling depression, going through all the stuff that he went through, and to this day now he's a champion, and he's doing a lot of great things for the boxing community and for himself and for the fans and all the people that suffer and that went through the depression. It's very motivating, man. So I'm very happy for all his success, and I'm happy that he got the victory Saturday night.
So how frustrating, I don't know how to say if it's frustrating, but we're at a point now where we see these big fights that a lot of people are anticipating, like Fury Wilder 2, like Diaz, Jojo against Tevin Farmer, but you had these fights before that, and then you have the opponents that see this, and it seems like these opponents are coming in trying to take you guys out to prevent those big fights from coming up, trying to make a name for themselves. Where it seems like, we're in this new age where it's like social media, these guys can make a big splash, bigger than they used to years ago.
Andy Ruiz Jr.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. And social media is a very big thing right now, just in the world in general. And I feel like everybody wants to make a name for themselves. And I feel like Jesus Cuadro knows that this is his opportunity to shine. And I know that this he thinks that this is his opportunity to cancel all my plans with Tevin Farmer and becoming a world champion. And that's why I didn't take him lightly this fight. I really trained very, very hard, and I focused on my deliveries. I focused on hurting my opponent and I really want to go out there and showcase to everybody that I got the power and I got the speed, and that I'm the best 130 pounder out there right now. Not only just because I don't have a title around my waist doesn't mean I'm the best 130 pounder fighter out there. I want to showcase to everybody that once I do fight September 21st, and once I put on a great performance, I am going to fight Tevin Farmer, and I am going to beat him. I'm not just wanting to fight Tevin Farmer just to fight him. I want to fight him because I want to challenge myself, and I know that I could beat him, and I know that I could be the best 130 pounder out there. So I'm very focused. I'm very determined. No matter what about the social media and what my opponent's thinking, I'm very confident in my abilities. I'm very confident in my training camp, and I'm very focused and I'm very determined. I know what I want now, and I'm not gonna let anybody dethrone me or anybody stop me from getting what I want.
Jojo, give some people some insight, because I know when I hung out with you before your last fight, I was taken aback for somebody said you kind of go through the sport, how you got that champion mindset, but you live that championship lifestyle. How much that already gets you prepared to be on this stage? And then you alluded to earlier, fight Gary Russell. At the end of the day, he's one of the top 10 fighters in the world, and you went toe for toe for him. Other than confidence, what did you learn from him that's going to help you in this fight and to get that belt and eventually become a champion and a dominant champion?
You know what? I feel like I wasn't, when I fought Gary Russell Jr. I feel like I was prepared as far as physically, but mentally I wasn't. I kind of feel like I didn't take advantage of the opportunity. I feel like I should have gave it all inside that ring, and I didn't do that. And now that I realize that, I feel like it's just all learning experience, and I feel like God has everything planned for a reason, and God wanted me to experience that. And now going into the fights, it's kill or be killed. Like I said before, I feel like I didn't have that mentality going into the fight. I just kind of already thought I was going to beat Gary Russell Jr. I thought he was too small for me, so I kind of underestimated him, and I thought I was going to get him tired in the later rounds. And he fought a good game plan. The referee helped him out a lot as well. So overall, it just wasn't my night. But at the end of the day, I know that it was a learning experience, and it made me the person that I am today. I'm more focused, I'm more determined, I'm more hungry, and I'm not going to let any opportunity get past me now. And that's a fact. And whoever they put in front of me, Jesus Cuadro is my next opponent, and I'm not going to let him do anything to me. I'm going to go out there and from the jump, right from the get-go, I'm going to showcase to him that I'm the wolf inside there, and I'm gonna be the beast and walk him down and hurt him and intimidate him and show him that I am mentally focused. I'm gonna break him down mentally and physically, and I want Tevin Farmer to be watching this fight, because that's what I'm gonna be doing to him come fight night as well.
Oh, you plan on sending a message on the zone on Saturday night.
Oh, absolutely, man! I'm definitely gonna make a statement. I'm gonna dye my hair pretty wild. I got a good outfit coming out, a good costume coming out for the ring walk. So it's gonna be very, very entertaining. And not only that, I feel like my performance is gonna be really, really good. Like I said, I had a really, really strong training camp. I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling ferocious. I'm feeling hungry, and I'm just ready to eat come Saturday night. I feel like when I see Jesus Cuadro, he's gonna be. I'm just gonna be licking my lips and waiting to just go out there and punch him in his face.
Speaking of ring walks, did you see, or what did you think about Tyson Fury? Because you said you watched the fights. So what did you think about that? I mean, it seemed like he's got a little identity crisis going on from my perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I like Tyson Fury, man. I feel like he's just an entertainer, and he knows how to entertain the fans and people. I mean, it's just all about like entertaining and getting that viewership, and that's what Tyson Fury has. He has that charisma, and he has that energy that attracts a lot of people and that draws a lot of attention. And he's doing everything right. I feel like, man, he's a champion. He's doing a great ring walks. He's entertaining these fights, and now he's entertaining the fight fans, not only outside of the ring but inside of the ring as well. He's delivering. It's not like he's just talking his shit and not delivering inside the ring. He's talking his shit and he's backing it up, and that's what I respect. And that's kind of what I want to do now. I want to make sure that I'm confident outside of the ring, but also backing it up inside that ring.
So you give a thumbs up to the homage.
Yeah, thumbs up to Tyson Fury. He did his thing on Saturday night.
That's dope. Yeah, man. I can't wait to see this fight, man, because it's something that came out of nowhere. It seems like, we're sitting around waiting around, Waiting for Tevin Farmer fight.
Your boy Gabe Rematch drops the email like a week ago. Like, I literally texted him after I got the email. I texted my man Jojo. He's like, yeah, I'm ready to whoop some ass.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm in shape. Look at this, man. I'm in shape, bro.
He got the six-pack working.
Yeah, I got my six-pack. I got my weights down. I got my muscles. I got my guns. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to perform. That's why I was saying, like, I'm not gonna be waiting around for Tevin Farmer because he's playing fucking silly games and little childish games. I'm not gonna be sitting around like that, man. Like I said, I'm 26 years old. I'm still young. I want to be active. I don't want to be just sitting around waiting for a world title shot if he's not gonna be given to me and if he's gonna be playing games. I'd rather just be fighting, staying active, giving the fight fans great fights, and then waiting for the opportunity where he's gonna have to fight me. I mean, I was trying to get the Andrew Cancio fight September 14th. But things didn't work out because Oscar Valdez ended up moving up in weight. So the WBC wants him to fight Pachat. And Rene Alvarado was supposed to fight Pachat. But since Oscar Valdez moved up, now he's already mandatory for Andrew Cancio. So Andrew Cancio has to defend his title against Rene Alvarado. So things didn't work out for September 14th to me fight Andrew Cancio because of that. So I wanted to just still stay active, fight a tough fighter, and give the fight fans a great fight. And they gave me this opportunity to fight in Mexicali. It's a whole different type of fan base because I never fought in Mexico, so I'm gonna attract a lot of new fans, and it's gonna be on Facebook Watch as well. So it's gonna be overall a good fight for me as far as networking my brand and giving the fight fans a great fight, and also getting me ready for Tevin Farmer because this guy is a lefty. He's kind of slick. He's kind of savvy as well. So it's kind of just going to be a setup fight for Tevin Farmer. So I'm excited for this.
How much are you motivated? Like you mentioned names like Pachet and them guys that you know that you're just as good as, but they got bigger names than you. How big a deal is to go and snipe them and like give me that shine? Because like Pachet, I keep telling people that you're tailor made to beat him, and they don't want to listen to me because he don't want that pressure. He wants to sit there and be pretty.
Yeah, I know, man. Like all these champions at 130 right now, I feel like I could beat all these guys, man. I feel like all these champions are beatable. Andrew Cancio, he just has one style. He's one-dimensional. He just keeps coming forward. He gets hit a lot, and I feel like my defense and my quickness and my ring generalship will beat him hands down. I feel like I'll stop Andrew Cancio. Pachat, he's a great fighter. He's very strong, but like I said, man, he hasn't fought a guy like me that's going to be putting that pressure and putting that nonstop pressure and also that smart pressure. It's not like I'm just going to be in there having my hands up and just getting hit anymore. I'm not like that. Like I said, I matured a lot from the Gary Russell fight. I learned a lot. With the Gary Russell fight, I had my hands up because I wasn't able to throw or anything because of the dehydration my body went through from losing the weight. But now at 130, you guys are going to see my head movement, my walking down, throwing a lot of combinations, throwing hard combinations, but smart pressure and making sure that I'm not getting hit with any unnecessary shots. And all these 130-pound champions, man, they better be ready because I promise I'm coming. And Tevin Farmer is going to be the first one out. I want to get the best champion out of there and then make sure that I am the king at 130, and then I'm going to be calling shots and calling out Pachat, Andrew Cancio, and making sure that I'm the A side from all those fights when we get those fights handled.
You heard it here first, man. Future lineal champion, Jojo Diaz.
That's right.
Jojo, appreciate the time, man. Can't wait to see this
man,
fight.
I appreciate you guys too, man. Make sure you guys tune in next Saturday. It's going to be a good fight.
Absolutely, we will.
I'll hit you up on Sunday, like we do our post-fight talk on Sunday. Talk about that win. See, I'll be watching.
Let's do it because I'm actually going to be coming back from Mexico on Saturday night. So let's definitely link up, man.
So he called his shot right now. He gonna be back on the Slip and Dip next Sunday. That's a first.
Hey, I'm back for sure. You guys are probably gonna see me with the burger and some fries, but.
That's dope, man. Can't wait for it.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys. You guys be safe. God bless you guys.